Jaya Jaya.
Jaya.
Welcome to Vital Gate. I want you to introduce you to this brother Henry, another Henry. I have another brother Henry. And we have been diving into different topics this week. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the
It's
core
been-
fascinating things we have been checking is nutrition.
Uh-huh.
And you are practicing intermittent fasting,
Right.
in a way that looks really successful.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if you can see this man over here, but you see, he looks like he's in good shape. You feel happy and
No fat.
happy and healthy, right?
Sure, this is the best in terms of energy levels, performance levels I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So the questions that I have some questions for you. The first thing is that you feel that it's sustainable for you,
Yes.
and that you could be doing that for the rest of your life
Right.
without major effort, right?
For me, absolutely. Transition. So I'll just discuss exactly what the fast is. My fast in protocol is basically I fast for 22 to 23 hours. So I do everything I want to do in the day, and then I eat at the end. I feel there's certain elixirs I take in the morning and after cardio or whatever in the morning, but they're very low calorie. I can discuss them later, whatever. But I feel incredible. My energy levels are amazing. There's certain hormones that are released within me that basically stimulate my system to just perform at an incredible high level. There's the only struggles that I had in the beginning was this feeling of hunger that I had perhaps like 6-7 hours after being awake. I eat at the end of the day just before I sleep. But then having this idea that this feeling is actually doing good for my body. It's actually starting a process of autophagy and breaking down all the cells that are not useful for me, the proteins that I don't need. The body then consumes them themselves. So then this mindset shift of this feeling is actually amazing. I don't need to eat. Like the body is not designed to be full of food the entire time. Like something he mentioned to me that really resonated was that the digestive power takes up 80% of how much you eat. So if I'm not eating the entire day, I'm completely free of power. And I thought, I wouldn't be able to work out. I would have low energy levels. It's completely false. My energy levels are insane. My lifts have gone up. I can do cardio. I can run 1 hour a day. I can train 2 hours a day. I can then go and work 8 to 10 hours a day. I play poker and sit down and focus my mind for 8 to 10 hours a day. It's just the most amazing thing protocol that I've ever adopted.
Yeah. So that sounds insane, right? When you
Yeah.
hear about it.
Sure.
So you were talking also.
Very passionate about it.
So what is happening is that you're not eating throughout the day, and then
Right.
from 6 to 8 o'clock, something like that, you have a 2-hour window where you're going to be consuming
Yeah.
calories.
Sure. I mean, it depends whenever you want to do it. For me, I do it at the end of the day because then I will usually when I get a bit tired or I want to relax because obviously then my digestion. So I do it. My schedule when I'm in Macau or wherever I am is generally later, but I do it at the end. So the last 2 hours of the day, 2 hours before I go to sleep, try not to do it just before I sleep. Is generally when I eat, and so the entire day from morning till the evening, I'm not eating.
Yeah.
And I feel great.
So there is, conflicting information about the amount of calories, right? So what you're saying is that you probably get 1,500 calories a day. This is what you have the feeling
Probably
you're
my
getting?
average. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
my average. That's what I feel comfortable eating. Eating more than that, I kind of feel stuffed, and I also struggle to sleep if I'm trying to digest so many foods, and the next day I feel a little bit sluggish. And many people think that you need more calories to build muscle. I'm not at this point gaining muscle, but my lifts are going up every single day for the last 3 months. I have not lost any weight. And one of the benefits of fasting is that it increases your levels of testosterone, which allows you to put on more muscle with less nutrients. And then when you only focus on 2 hours of eating time, you really focus on getting the exact right nutrients you need. You don't bother with all this crap. You're not tempted during the day of like, oh, here's some Haribo or some whatever, Snickers or whatever. I'm not tempted because I'm not eating. My whole body is clean. So the 2 hours that I get, I'm eating the right foods, superfoods, the best possible nutrients I can get, And then that's super easy accessible because my vessel is so clean. So that goes straight through me. I mean, I can discuss exactly what I eat or put a link in the video at the bottom, but sure.
So you are talking also about having protocols with supplements that you are using, right? So there is not just
Absolutely.
the window, but there is a range of supplements that you're using
Right.
to balance up.
So for me, I really wanted to perform at the most optimal level. So I became very specific. There is actually a protocol called Dr. Non Amun Ra. I can leave a link. But basically, the food that I eat is one shake, which has got maybe 20 different ingredients, including protein, some plant protein, whatever. And then I'll have a very basic meal of rice and beans, and then I'll have maybe some nuts or fruits and whatever. But what was my point? I lost my train of point. The question was.
But you have
exactly.
some extra supplements or
Right, because I'm only
powders.
eating in a 2-hour window, so I want to make sure that every single thing I eat in that window serves me. You know what I mean? There's often this pattern of people eating throughout the day, and you say, "Oh, I can have a good breakfast," but then you go ahead and then you see something in the shop because there's constant influences everywhere, and you go and eat some other crap. The 2 hours I get is the only 2 hours I get to eat, so everything I put in my body is designed for optimal performance and to make me feel amazing. So there's no time, there's no area for me putting any other
For mistakes,
crap.
yeah,
Never crap my body. This is just really, sure.
Yeah,
This.
yeah. So I want to say something about my experience. I'm not, I'm not doing intermittent fasting. I'm eating throughout the day. So I'm not here promoting this. I'm more here like letting you know that this guy comes as an example
Sure.
of something that seems to be working. I mean, if you are here face to face with him, you're built like a fucking rock star. You are really strong, and you seem to be really in balance. And the way you talk about it seems that you nailed something that
Yes.
that seems to be working really well.
Right.
So when I have a proof of that there is a certain diet or certain nutritional style that works, I want to share it with you so that you know that at least there is some possibilities. One of the things that that I've been thinking or believing for the last couple of years is that unless you get 2,500 calories in your system, you are going to be losing weight. So with what you're describing, of course, we would have to check the numbers exactly because maybe there is something that you're not aware of. But basically what you're saying is that 1,500 calories a day
Definitely not hitting 25, yeah. Sometimes I'll hit 2,000.
Yeah.
There's been days where I hit 2,500, but that's definitely not the norm. That's like 1 day in 7.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly tracking my calories exactly. I'm just making sure that I'm not losing weight.
Yeah.
And definitely my average is 1,500 to 1,800.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
Before, when I was eating every single day and trying to bodybuild and trying to get bigger, I was eating 3,000. And then I was eating all the time and I was tired and whatever. But you need, because your body is not efficient.
Yeah.
But now my body is efficient as hell. So I only need a little bit of food, you know what I mean? So,
much less food. So
Yeah.
everything from a logical perspective, it makes sense. If we are, using 80% of our energetic resource to digest foods, it's a lot of things that a lot of energy that goes into the digestive process.
Right.
And so when when you don't eat, eventually a lot of the energy is being released and you allow that energy to go in other directions.
Yeah.
So the biological and details of how it works, I'm not an expert on that. I cannot
Right.
tell you, and
Sure.
you have some ideas as well. But it's important to know that. So, and you are vegan as well, right?
Absolutely.
So completely
100%.
vegan. It's possible to do it. We have to put it out there so that.
Oh, yeah.
you know.
I mean, of course it's possible to do it.
How long have you been vegan?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. And do you have anything that you feel is missing or craving or like?
In terms of-
do you get sick? Is it no?
I mean, sickness is now just something I don't need to be concerned about anymore. Because I don't eat animal products and I'm fairly limited in the processed foods, but animal products is what made me sick.
Yeah.
Now I'm not worried about that. I'm walking around with no health insurance or my doctor. No problem.
The
I
question
haven't been
everybody
sick.
has is, where the fuck do you get your proteins from?
Yeah, I mean plants, man, beans. You know?
So you're good on beans, right?
Spirulina. Yeah, my main sources of protein is certain nutricals in my shake, which would be brewer's yeast, which is a type of yeast, which is really amazing. Spirulina, I take 3 scoops of protein powder. And then my main meal is beans, or sometimes it's oatmeal. So then there's tons of protein in beans. Wild rice, tons of protein in wild rice. Nuts, soaked nuts, everything. And obviously, every plant has protein.
Yeah.
In every way you need. Also, I do lift quite a lot, so I do tend to supplement individual BCAAs, but I mean 100% not necessary.
What are BCAAs?
BCAAs is basically the proteins that, basically amino acids, which is basically the single chain, the breakdown, when you break down proteins, you get amino acids. It's basically the building blocks of amino acids, so it just makes it very accessible to the body. That's something that I found very, very important, especially when you're eating only in 2 hours. The vitality of the food is the nutrient content, but it's also about how readily available it can be processed into your body and how efficiently that can happen. If it's taking a bunch of energy from you, then obviously you're losing energy there.
Yeah, yeah. So for bodybuilding specifically, there is a certain set of supplements of amino acids that you are supplementing with.
I find my recovery increases. It's 100% not necessary.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're really trying to very push yourself, sure.
Yeah.
I'm experimenting with it. My recovery increases. Like I trained for 2.5 hours in the gym yesterday, and I have no pain in my legs or anywhere where I used to get. When I was on a meat-based diet, I wasn't fasting. I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk if I was training in the gym for 2.5 hours. Now, I can slap my quads, no problem.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so to summarize, it's intermittent fasting, vegan.
Absolutely.
Not raw. Okay, you're eating cooked food.
Sure.
And maybe some more raw is going to be integrated in.
Yeah,
your
I'm
diet.
very open to that. Yeah.
But basically, so that you have an idea about what are the nutritional protocols. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have one last word.
Awesome.
Anything else you want to add?
Yeah. Well, there was something I thought you would resonate with, is that there's an Egyptian saying that said 80% of what you eat is for your doctor, pays your doctor, and 20% of what you eat goes to you. So all this stuff in your face at a constant basis and filling your body up the whole time, in my opinion, it's an absolute lie.
Yeah.
So try this out if whatever resonates with you, then great.
Resonates, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I will tune in,
Thanks
see
for your time.
if I can dive into it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
They must have been in Egypt together a long time ago, right?
I think so, yeah. I think
so.
they must have.
Doing this.
For sure.
Doing this shit a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, we love you. If you see this man in town, just go and give him a hug. Thank you so much
Sure.
for your insights.
Thank you for having me, man, and thank you for this guy.
Jaya